Hi there, Ruslan. This is John Murphy, Christian Flat Earth Carnivore. Just responding to a recent video about Flat Earth that you had put out. So I'm familiar with some of your material. I listened to some of your music the other day. You're very talented, and I appreciate the various interviews and subjects you've covered, especially interview with Shane Eidelman recently. When I saw the video on your take on Flat Earth, I was saddened. You're going off this pilot who seems very angry and antagonistic, who gives a supposed flight plan that has not been done, and clearly he wants nothing to do with it, when there's tons of evidence against the globe for Flat Earth. I don't know how much you've looked into the information. I know you had mentioned that Rob Skiba, that you believed in his Flat Earth take on things. However, in your video, you show a diagram of the Flat Earth, from a biblical perspective, and you said you'd never seen that before, but that's almost identical to what Rob Skiba would use from Logos Bible Software, that says that is what the ancient Hebrews believed in. And I'm just curious, have you looked into long distance observation that's far beyond there being the globe of what they say? Have you looked into projects Paperclip, High Jump, Project Dominique, where they shot missiles at the firmament? Have you looked into the founding, the founders of NASA being totally satanic, Jack Parsons, and the guy from Dianetics, Scientology, and all this stuff? They brought Nazis over, and the fact their budget this year is $69 million per day. The fact that all the pictures that we have of the globe, which is really the only proof anybody ever gives, they're all admitted composites and images, which is defined as CGI. The recent contract of the military for horizontal propagation radar that goes 1,000 kilometers, or a rail gun that shoots 100 miles, and they target their targets are by laser horizontal propagation. The fact that periscopes would be useless if there was curve at 2 miles, completely useless. What's the use of a periscope if you can't see beyond a mile or two? Rob Skiba actually did the shots of Chicago, 60 plus miles away, where everybody said it's a superior, turned right side up, upside down, which would be indicative of a superior mirage. It would go upside down, back, and right side up. Do you believe that NASA is the only government agency that does not lie? How about the moon landing, or going to the moon, 1969 through 72? The impossibility of a spacesuit actually work in the environment that they reported, the impossibility of them carrying the rover on the lander, the impossibility of the lander, the fact that they passed apparently through the Van Allen radiation belt several times, yet they didn't die. And now NASA says, well, because we lost that information, we destroyed it, whatever. The fact that every rocket that goes up, it curves, it goes out of our sight and disappears for good. Have you looked into the Antarctic Treaty that multiple countries have signed on to since, I believe, 1958? It's the longest treaty in history that it's not been broken. It includes multiple nations and all the space agency nations. are on it also. As far as views of the moon, have you seen the pictures of stars through the dark side of the moon? The fact that the moon gives off cold light, I've done that experiment myself. You can go to Harbor Freight, wherever, get a temperature monitor, go in full moon light, shoot it on the ground, shoot the ground right next to the full moon light, and it's warmer. It's warmer. The moonlight is colder. So, I mean, there's multiple things to be looking into, but your video actually, just the way that you kind of laugh at flat earthers, like you can't believe they're there, why are you even here? Have you heard of emergency landings? I know you had mentioned flight plans or flight paths that prove a globe, but what about the emergency landings that prove a flat earth? Like they're going from here to there, somebody goes in labor, somebody dies, and they land at a place that should be 1,000 miles away, and they land in minutes. I think there's a book out there, 16 emergency landings. I've heard of videos with more than that. I mean, you can look into that yourself. But just the fact that this pilot claims, oh yeah, you can go this way and we'll plot this and that, it's just all theoretical. And so yeah, I just thought I would make this video to say, hey, I'm a flat earther, I'm a Christian. I appreciate your work, brother, but I believe that you would do well to look into flat earth more before just kind of condemning people. The estimations are there are millions of flat earthers all over the earth, and most of them are Christian. And so I beg you, brother, please look into it more. You have a big platform. I mean, what is the why, right? Why is it important? It's important because there's evidence that they're hiding more land. Okay, Admiral Byrd, the most highly youngest decorated military officer in the Navy, he went on national television and said there's more land, bigger than America, okay, that's totally undiscovered, resources and everything. Why does it matter? Because our keepers are hiding free energy from us. They're hiding medical technology from us. For those diabetics in your life, what if a pancreas could be 3D printed out? That kind of technology, free energy, not having to work our tails off to pay an electric bill when energy should be free. It's all over our atmosphere. There's plenty of devices that have been discovered. There's cars that could run on water. That guy was taken out. He was poisoned. I mean, there is technology that is being hidden from us. That's why it's important. And I believe it's the vehicle our Father is going to use, perhaps, to free us up from these wicked elite. And they are scrambling. They're making a lot of mistakes. I hope you'll look into it, brother. Really. I really do. I hope that you will look into it. Something to consider. Scientists from Einstein to Stephen Hawking admit that the Earth can't be proven to be moving from the Earth. All the tests that have been done prove that the Earth is actually not moving. Their tests failed. Michelson-Morley, all the tests they do show that. Now Hawkins even says, why? Why do we believe in this? Well, it's a philosophy. It says that we are nothing. And that's the philosophy that they want to put forth. It supports evolution. You can't have evolution when you're living in a terrarium, a giant building. Yes, thousands of miles wide. So in the 1958 Encyclopedia Britannica, it's written in there. You could find it in there shortly after they discovered it. That at 80 degrees south parallel, they said there is a dome, okay, 13,000 feet up. If you continue that on, according to the limits of our Earth, up above us goes 73 miles. Now, if you look up the Go Fast rocket launch, it's a private rocket that was shot up. uncut. You can see it all over YouTube. At about 73 miles, it sticks into what can only really be the firmament. Watch it for yourself. I mean, there is tons of evidence. I'm just going off the cuff right now, but brother, please look into it. I ask you, I adjure you, please look into it. Take care.